Lower leg training. Alright, there's 5 movements of the ankle that you're going to use in this training. First is plantar flexion, or I just like to call it extension. So you got extension with a straight knee, that's for the gastric muscle, the most prominent muscle of your calf. Then you got extension with a bent knee, that's for the soleus muscle. Then you got dorsiflexion, or I just call it flexion, and inversion and eversion. Okay, straight knee ankle extension. This is your typical calf raise. There's a lot of ways to do these. Simplest way is just a one-leg calf raise on a stair or some other elevated surface. You'll need something to hold on to for balance. You can add weight with a dumbbell easily enough. There are also calf raise machines like this. That's a good option. You can do these with a barbell too, but you have to make sure whatever you put your toes on is low enough to allow your heels to rest on the ground at the bottom. Otherwise, it's just impossible to balance up on there. Okay, then you have ankle extension with a bent knee. Best thing for this is a seated calf raises machine. Those aren't very common, so the next simple option is just do one of the versions of the calf raises with a bent knee. Probably want to try to get at least 30 degrees of flexion at the knee. And the more you bend, the more you will take the gastric muscle out of the exercise. Okay, then we have dorsiflexion. Easiest way to train this movement is to lean against a wall and lift your toes. It's going to drive your heels into the ground and push your body weight up the wall. The further your feet are from the wall, the harder the exercise will be. Some other options for dorsiflexion are just a basic heel walk, or here you have a DARD, a dynamic axial resistance device. Then we have inversion and eversion. Simplest way to train these movements is with a resistance band. Just wrap the band around something solid, then put your foot through the loop, stretch the band out, and do the movement against the resistance. So there's your 5 ankle movements to train. Now the lower leg tends to respond better to high volume training. So when you're doing this stuff, do sets of at least 8 reps, and you can go up to 100 if you want. Also, plyometric exercises like line hops, ankle bounces, and rebounds are also good for the lower leg. Now this type of training is typically not that important. The lower leg tends to strengthen itself pretty adequately as you play your sport over the years. When this does become pretty necessary is if you have any kind of lower leg injury like an ankle sprain or shin splint, something like that, then strengthening those muscles becomes very important. Okay, but generally speaking, spend 20 minutes on this a couple times a week and you should be good. Sorry, that was a little sales page mockery there. Here's one more exercise. It's kind of goofy, so you may want to do it when no one's around. You're just going to run around a small circle as fast as you possibly can. Okay, it's going to make your ankles generate force to the side pretty hard on each step. And make sure to do both directions around the circle.